Hello everyone, how are we? Nice one. People always say to me, Andrew, why do you do stand-up comedy? And I do stand-up comedy because it's cool. And it's sexy. And I know this because when I was a little boy, I would read out the Christmas cracker jokes at the dinner table. And my uncle would always try and fuck me. People always teach you in stand-up comedy to win the room early on. Not me. My plan, lose the room. So I'm going to do it by giving you a controversial opinion. You ready? So I believe that the female arsehole... Oh, I've got your attention now, am I? I believe that the female arsehole is significantly more attractive than its male counterpart. I've been with girls whose bumholes are so perfect and pristine, it is scantily believable that excrement is able to pass through there. And mine looks like I've sat on a wet tea bag. We've all got a lot of things in common as well, haven't we? We all have things in common. For example, we're all still very impressed whenever we get a big chip. And when we do, we always do the same thing, don't we? We all do it. We all turn to the person we're with and go, wow. Look how big my chip is. And the other person will always go, whoa. That is a big chip. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to be starting teacher training in September. And, cheers. And I had 2 interviews for 2 different school placements on the same day. The first one was in the morning and it was lovely and it was me reading to a bunch of school children and they loved me and they offered me a place half an hour after. And the second one was completely different. I turned up this centre in Wallsend. I was like, oh, where are the children? There are no children. And here's a little tip for you, if anyone is thinking about doing teacher training, don't make any jokes, because they don't like that. They take teaching very seriously. For example, my interview, there was 2 quite official-looking women sat behind a desk, wearing lanyards, holding my passport, and they were like, why do you want to work with children? I was like, I won't touch them, I swear. They made me sit a maths test as well, right, which was bollocks, because it just reminded me at school all the bullshit you had to do in things like maths tests. Like there was a question like, if Timmy has 1,078 oranges and he eats 615 oranges, what does Timmy have? Vitamin C deficiency? I don't know. There was this other question, right, yeah, and it was like, there was this number, and then there was this sign, and it went like this sign. Went like that. And then there was this bigger number in the sign. And I put my hand up, I was like, excuse me, miss, I've never seen that sign before in my life. She was like, you've never seen that sign before in your life? I was like, I've never seen that sign before in my life. And she said, it's called sharing. I was like, what? And she said, well, what's sharing? I was like, I don't know, caring? But I got offered a place at the first one, and then after I finished, I went out for a drink in a bar, and I met a drunk man. And that drunk man was saying to me, hey, you think this bar is good? You need to come to the bar I work in. It's one of the top 50 bars in Middlesbrough. Which is the shittest flex I've ever heard in my life. That's like saying you were 73rd in the queue for Bonnie Blue. I like drinking in bars, I like drinking in coffee shops as well, but there's a big difference, isn't there, between bars and coffee shops. For example, if someone drops a drink in a coffee shop, everyone runs over and they're like, oh my God, are you all right? Do you want a new one? But if someone drops a drink in a bar, everyone's like, way, wanker! So I'm trying to balance the equilibrium a little bit. So now if I'm in a bar and I see someone drop a drink, I'm like, oh my God, you okay? Would you like another one? And now if I see a granny hit the deck holding a caramel macchiato, I'm like, way! Sack the juggler! And I'll get ready for the shittest segue you're going to hear all evening. I'll tell you who isn't a juggler, my girlfriend. That's such a bad, yeah. Been with my girlfriend for quite a while. We've been together 21 years. That's quite a long time, isn't it? 21 years, I know. And when you're in a relationship that long, you do start to develop a few pet peeves. Like one of the pet peeves she has for me is how I measure things in dog years. Yeah, I was shit, wasn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Another pet peeve she has of mine is that when we go out together and on public transport, I like to read. But when I do read, I audibly just laugh out loud. And she says, Andrew, you need to stop doing that because the other passengers find it very uncomfortable. And to be fair, she's right. I shouldn't do it. Especially when that book is Mein Kampf. We watched Bridgerton together. Yeah, but she warned me before watching it. She was like, Andrew, just to let you know, Bridgerton is quite raunchy. Have you guys seen Bridgerton before? Would you say it's raunchy? Yeah. Bless you girls, you have no idea how much internet pornography has messed us men up. The other day I got my kicks by watching a video of a horse shit on a midget. At Christmas, my girlfriend asked her to get her a present that she would never think of getting herself and would equally surprise her. So I gave her my login for her sister's OnlyFans. Our sex life is quite good though. It's a very good sex life. It's a healthy. She's kinky though. She's a little bit rough. So now we've started role playing, and she likes to have me as a sexy policeman, and her George Floyd. She said she wants our sex to be more like porn. So I told her to take her clothes off and ask for her ID. Topical, that, isn't it? Topical. We've all fall foul of that this weekend, haven't we? You don't know shame until you're hunched over on a Saturday morning, trying to fit your face into a frame so you can access a website called X-Hamster. That is a real fucking low point. And people are saying there's those VPNs, isn't there? You could get round it. But I don't want to risk my chances. I'm giving them everything. I'm giving them my passport, my driving license, my national insurance number, my credit card. I'm giving them utility bills and recent bank statements. Fuck it, I'm covering my back. I'm even getting 2 references from former employers for this shit. But I can confirm Andrew is one sick motherfucker. He needs this. And now back to my relationship. She's quite worried because she sometimes thinks that I might be gay. And her brother keeps on joking that one day she's going to be Schofielded. Oh, when he left his wife for that man, by the way. Not the other thing. Not the one you were thinking about. I would never... No, because I realised how that sounded, actually. I should have worded that better. I would never skip a queue. I would not. I would never. I don't know why she goes out with me, actually, because I'm a bit of a weird bloke. Like in my spare time, I like to brag to priests that I've shagged more birds than them. When I first met her, she said, Andrew, there's 2 things you need to know about me. 1, no man has ever made me come. And 2, I never ever cry. Well, now that she goes out with me, she does a lot of one of those things. We've tried to spice up our sex life recently, so she suggested introducing food into the bedroom. So I ate a shepherd's pie off her tits. She asked, would I be up for recreating the famous scene out of Lady and the Tramp? I was like, yeah. Which led to me slurping spaghetti in a back alley with a Cocker Spaniel. I've learned a lot about women since going out with her as well, though. Like, I've learned that, girls, I'm not sure whether you all do this, but I learned that she says she sometimes gets changed and sometimes fully naked in front of her own mum. And she was like, do you boys not do this? I was like, no. Because if I got naked in front of my dad, it'd just be me stood nude in the middle of a graveyard. And on that note, you've been all right actually, don't get ahead of yourselves. If you liked any of this stuff, please follow me on Instagram, it's Andrew Standup, and yeah, I'll give you a follow back if you're all right. Cheers guys, thank you, enjoy your night.